Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about a very common situation that most of us have probably been through. It's that situation at the beginning of every dating experience or every relationship where we have to ask, what are we? So the other day, one of my followers on Instagram sent me a message asking me a bit about this. And without further ado, I want to just dive into what they wrote and answer that question here for all of you to hear. So this person writes, "Hey Eric, I wanted to ask you a question about my current dating situation. I've been seeing this guy for the past 3 months, and everything seems to be going well so far. We're texting and calling each other from Monday to Friday. On the weekends, we go out on dates, we hang out. I spend the night at his place, or he spends the night at mine. It's been going this way for the past 3 months consistently. The other day, I met two of his closest friends, and I feel like we're going into a more serious relationship territory. I feel like I'm his girlfriend, but we haven't spoken about that. I feel like we're basically in a relationship without actually giving it that name. But I was curious if it would be smart of me to ask, what are we? I want to get your thoughts on this and get your advice on this situation and how to best approach this really awkward but necessary question. Okay, so thank you for writing in and asking about this. The first thing that I want to dive into here regarding this question is, in my experience, in my professional experience working with a number of clients who are in your exact situation, I highly recommend not to ask, what are we? The reason why we shouldn't be asking this question is because when you're asking the person, what are we, you're handing away your power. You're essentially letting them decide where this relationship will go, but we're not really focusing on what you want, what your needs are, what your values are, what your goals are. It's just handing away the steering wheel to them, which, if you ask me, doesn't seem very fair. I also think that when we ask this question and we put ourselves in the receiving end of this question, it's a lot of pressure. Think about it. Someone asks you, hey, we've been dating for a while, what are we? Does it feel good? Does it feel pleasant? Like, it just seems like there's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress to have the right answer in that exact moment. When it's a teamwork situation, it's something that both people have to address. But what I do feel, based off your message, based off your DM to me, it seems like you know what you want, you have a specific goal in mind, and you want to check in with him to see if you're on the same page. What I would recommend you do instead is have a conversation with him where you say something like this: hey, we've been dating for the past 3 months, and I really enjoy spending time with you. I really enjoy the connection that we're building right now. But as you know, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship. I'm looking for exclusivity. Labels are important to me. And I wanted to know if we're on the same page. So you could say that and leave it open ended and see what he says in response. So this is a general template. This is just something where you're presenting what you're looking for, what your goals are, and just checking in if you're on the same page. Now, based off what you shared, it seems like you're on the same page, but it never hurts to double check and confirm these things. It's never a bad idea to communicate where both of you are in the moment of doubt. I would also highly recommend that you have this conversation in person to avoid any misunderstandings or miscommunications that you could have over text. So, one thing that I want to say about this message and this conversation that you might have with your partner is that if the worst case scenario happens where they're not on the same page as you and you're not looking for the same things, we have to think about how this might be saving you from wasting your time. This could be actually helping you kind of ground to where exactly this is going, the potential for you to get your needs in this dynamic, in this relationship, and what to do next. I think it's important that whenever you're dating someone and you realize that you're not on the same page or you're not compatible regarding what you both want, that we honor what you want and not try to fit it into their agenda or their needs. It's also not a smart or wise idea to try to change their minds. In the event that someone says, I'm looking for non monogamy and you're looking for monogamy, or they say, I'm looking for something casual and you don't want just something casual, we should never try to change them or try to get them to eventually give in to whatever it is that you want. That'll most of the time lead to pain and disappointment. So I would recommend this approach and this dynamic, and keeping in mind that it's a very empowered way to go about getting the answer to what are we. As you get deeper into your relationship, let's assume that this keeps going, you keep building up on what you guys have. Anytime you notice a shift or a turn towards anything, or a sudden change of any kind, it's important to have conversations where you check in. It's important to communicate and not make assumptions, because assumptions many times lead to disappointment. So I hope this helped, and I hope to hear from you and seeing what happened and how this conversation turned out. And I would encourage all of you watching to give me a like and a follow. Follow me on Instagram at Awakened Inner Flame, and send your questions over to me to answer them here on a video. So thank you so much for watching, and tune in next week for another video where we answer another question related to love and relationships.